What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Melanated Mastermind. It's a collective of African-American elite mastermind individuals, businessmen, businesswomen, and entrepreneurs. We all need to link and press our businesses to the masses and get it known. Today, we have a special guest, my man, my fellow Ram with Battery Exchange. A. Wiggins is what I call him. You can introduce yourself how you like. Sir, how's it going?
Man, everything is well, bro. I'm blessed, man. Definitely a pleasure to be able to connect with you, man. We go back from the Ramley times, you know what I'm saying? And sadly, you chose a different frat, but it's all love, you know? But yeah, man, I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company based out of Charlotte, North Carolina called Battery Exchange. So looking forward to sharing a little bit of, you know, what I've been through the last few years and just this whole like entrepreneurial journey. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Okay, well, you're right, man. But it's love, man. It's not many people doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like at the level that you're doing it. And, you know, I've been in that space too, raising money and everything. So, you know, in tech. So that field is different. And a lot of our skin tone, you know what I'm saying? We don't know about that life, you know, and I'm glad to have you, especially as the first person on this show that's in tech. And I'm glad to know you too, bro. Like, I'm proud of what you're doing and it's a beautiful thing. So what's good with Battery Exchange? What is it, man? Tell us what's good with it.
Man, I just want to, before I even get into that, man, you know, it's always been love. I think about, you know, our previous conversations about you being in the tech space. I learned so much from that, you know what I'm saying? Just to like being able to maneuver now and trying to take things to the next level. But we pretty much built this this platform from us, me and my co-founder Aubrey, who's also a Winston-Salem State grad. We ran into this inconvenience. Our battery was dead. We were actually out in China, touring and doing all that stuff. And then we ran into this inconvenience. It was just like, yo, there has to be a more convenient and better way to charge your cell phone while you're moving around. So, you know, fast forward, we wanted to build a concept and a product of what we have now where people can, similar to like how you can rent a scooter or a bike or something like that, they could rent portable batteries to charge their cell phone. And so the way it works is we have kiosk machines stationed at, you know, everyday location, businesses, and individuals could download the application, find a kiosk machine, rent a portable battery, keep it as long as they want. And then once they finish, they just return it to a kiosk machine. So been building that. And like the thing for us is like connectivity. You know, you think about it, yo, connectivity is, you know, it's school, it's work now, it's entertainment. And like without it, it's just like, what is life? You know what I'm saying? So we want to be the catalyst to, you know, allowing people to just continue to be connected to, we always say the things and the people that matter to them most. So building a community around that, been doing some dope stuff in Charlotte, DC, went down to Miami, did some things. COVID hit us hard because we relied heavily on the event industry. But now we're kind of doing like a B2B model to where, you know, we're providing our services as like an extra amenity for businesses now. So.
Okay. Nah, that's great, bro. So, so people can go to the mall per se. Matter of fact, you tell me where are they located mostly?
So we're working on that now. So we just literally recently shift to the business side because of how slow things were going with the event industry, literally being shut down. So we're looking at essential worker spaces like healthcare, public transportation is one. And then, you know, also the bar and the restaurant space. We're probably going to do some piloting here over the next few weeks. Because I ain't signed no contracts yet, I can't say the names, but do know when that time does come, I'll definitely be able to share with the community. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. But anywhere where you would run into an inconvenience, that's kind of where we want to be at. Like, yo, when you leave the crib, if you at the mall or you at even a grocery store, like, you know, just wherever it is, it's just like you'll be able to find one of our kiosk machines. So we're looking to be densely populated in certain cities.
Yo, I think that was a big move. Matter of fact, going B2B with it, business to business. So so you took it from customers and now going to businesses. Now you'll be able to get those contracts because people ain't gonna do contracts with you. So how is it feeling? Is it feeling like businesses are more privy to give you a good look?
Yeah, so I'll say this, like, you got to think about what business to business actually, like, for us does. Like, there's consistent revenue because, like, we were so focused on the end user, and it's just like, if there wasn't a bunch of people using it, we wasn't getting paid, you know what I'm saying? So with the business to business concept, we're now able to have a business, have our kiosk machine there 24/7. And literally, to get it even sweeter, it's going to be free for users. Like, we literally just want individuals to get that just that everyday convenience, and like not be so hardened to where it's just like, dang, I gotta pay $2 for this, $3 for this. Like, all we ask is like, you bring it back. If you don't bring it back, then you gotta pay. But businesses are really taking it on because they've seen for so many years where what they have currently doesn't work. Like, they either got outlets where you got to hover over it, or they got like the stationary charging joints where you got to leave your phone, and like the customer experience is not the same when I got to be away from my phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm like at a location and I'm looking back and stuff. So we wanted to alleviate all that. And then we most recently put together a new product. So we got some new kiosk machines that have like a digital screen on it. And so businesses are loving that because, especially in this social distance environment, like individuals are able to communicate to customers and attendees in a unique and innovative way. So they're really liking the value add to it. And we're looking at lead generation opportunities and like the works just to bring more people into businesses, keep people there longer, like all of those, value props as far as like what we're able to provide to businesses.
I love it, bro. So are there any particular places where you like to see it? Because I know you brought up, COVID kind of crushed things, but It's a blessing in disguise because like you said, now you can get contracts, which is more consistent. Maybe you can do, well, you're not going to do a subscription model with a business, but they're going to pay you up front. I'm guessing they're going to pay for that kiosk, you know what I'm saying? And like, it's going to be in there. Do you like having them in those places, or is it like, do you want it in the airport? Do you want it in the mall? Do you want it outside?
Everywhere, dog. Like, to be honest, like I want it to where it's like, yo, you open up the app, it's everywhere. There's like, you don't got to go out your way. We'll tow like, so we got some really cool relationships. One of the things that I would really like is for a city, an entire city to buy into it to where, we can be outside of locations and like, yeah, we could be in businesses, but it's like, like us millennials, we walking, around like a Noda or like a South End or like a Uptown Charlotte or whatever it is. Like, I want it to be everywhere outside, you know what I'm saying? But also like being inside of businesses where individuals, again, the businesses are able to bring in consumers and, find that additional value to that. So that would be like my big goal, is to get a city to buy into the concept and flood the market and flood that, region or whatever, because I'll be able to duplicate that to another city. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like when you leave Charlotte and you're going up to DC for the weekend, like if you leave Charlotte Douglas and go to whatever the DC airport is, you could drop it off there. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't want to drop it off there, you could drop it off in DC as well. So I think that interconnectivity of cities is really where I'm trying to get to, because that's you talking about smart city play, like just that whole IoT, and there's some really good things that we're trying to do with that.
Yeah, I seen it from the dirt, you know what I'm saying?
Right, so, right. From the dirty, like literally when, like, it's crazy, like, wait till you see the new stuff, bro. Like,
I'm already seeing new stuff. So like, I've been watching and following, and I'm like, okay, they have the app now, you know what I'm saying? So you can actually follow this and see if it's around. So that customer base, you can keep your loyal customers. I want you to dig in and tell me like some of the advantages towards like you see, like because don't they have them now? Like you go to the mall and you can like, what do? They buy one, or it's like a thing that you charge station or something?
You leave it there. You leave it there. Like in essence, there's competitors there in the landscape, but what we're adding is like an extra convenience. Like the one at the mall, it's like when you got your cell phone that's like, man, you shopping, like I'm looking through IG, I'm looking through emails, this is my experience at the mall. If I don't got this and I got to leave it at an establishment, like now I'm taken away from like my connectivity, you know what I'm saying? And what we do is I wish I had it right here, but we provide like a portable joint to where like you can now maneuver. So like you're charging your phone and you're still checking your IG, you're checking your Twitter, you're checking your emails, and nothing is disrupted. The current competitors in the landscape, they disrupt that, you know what I'm saying? And like, we want you to continue to be connected, like I said, to the things that are important to you while you're just going to the mall. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to think twice. So that's why we make it free. It's just like, yo, dang, it's a kiosk machine. As soon as I come into the mall, let me pick it up. And then when I leave, I just drop it off. My phone is charged. Whatever my next move is, I got a full battery. Like, it's just that overall like convenience that we're adding that is a bit different than competitors in the landscape.
Now I hope you can make it to, well, it's already the market, but I hope you can really beat them and like flood the market so everybody gets known, because those guys up top, they watching you,
I know.
and
I know.
they could bite it. Because I like where you're going with it. It's kind of like I have a Mophie, so I can carry my Mophie around. But if I didn't have to buy that Mophie because it was over $100,
right.
What are your prices like with?
So remember, bro, it's gonna be free for the user. It's gonna be free, literally. Like, so
that's crazy.
The only thing that you got to do is you got to attach, a debit or credit card or whatever, because like if you don't return it in a certain time period, like 12 hours, I think that's what we're playing with right now. It's just like, okay, now we got to charge you. You know what I'm saying? Because like you got this free device and you have abused that, you know what I'm saying, that trust. So now I got to charge you $30 to, bring it back in. So like worst case scenario, if you never bring it back, like you would just get charged $30 for a new portable battery, which is fine. But again, we want to create a behavior of whenever I need it, I just get it for free and then just drop it back off. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it builds into things that we want to do into the future, as far as like continuing to add value to users and their the convenience, the reliability, like building out like a true platform. So that's kind of why we did the whole free model.
Okay. So I see where you're headed. So like this can be large, and I'm thinking large like the kiosk. I want to know, like, I'm thinking like a Cowboys game. Since COVID.
Man, ain't nobody going to those no more, baby.
Chill out, bro. You see what just happened? I mean, but redhead, we're gonna see what you do. So let's say you at the game, and we're gonna keep it home. So Panthers game, Hornets game. Then how many are gonna be in a kiosk? Because I can see people like really going to grab those joints.
Yeah. So the cool part is like our biggest machine has like 48 portable batteries, right? And so like we want to have like a bunch of those. Like you think about the Hornets, and like when you first come in, you got that like area where they got the freebie joints or whatever. Like we would want to have like 2 there, you know what I'm saying? Or like a few there so that people, when they come in, they could charge up. But we also want to, one of the things that I think is going to be convenient is next to the concessions and next to the bathrooms. Again, we're like adding this convenient mindset of like at every bathroom, you got a kiosk machine, right? And the cool thing is once you got the application, before you go to the kiosk machine, you'll be able to see how many batteries are available. So if there was none at this kiosk machine, you'll be able to search through the entire Hornets arena and see where there's available portable batteries for you to rent. So you go to that one and get your battery.
I like that. So from a business standpoint, I know the Sharks are, getting you. How do you see return from that?
Bro, so the cost of what we're so we got a tier model, right? So our highest tier, our return is day one that you pay, we're already profitable. We have a middle tier that it takes us about 2 months pricing wise to kind of, because one thing that I didn't mention is there's a subscription model with this as well, right? So there's a set price for the subscription. You get access to like the content that you're able to pull up there, the maintenance aspect of it, and just different things like that. So we're getting reoccurring revenue, right? But it might just take us 2 months with the second tier. And then the third tier, it takes us about 6 months to get it. And it's just based off of the establishment. Because like, if it's a Hornets, right, going back to the example we have, like they could probably afford this top tier and just get it out the way. But, a bar or restaurant might have to go to the bronze tier or like the lower tier. And it might take them, it might take us about 6 months to now, start to be profitable on that. But it just depends on, the audience. We are going to bigger businesses right now. But there's also, again, that model for small businesses if they want it as well.
Yo, I see it for small businesses, but I see it like booming for the stadiums and concerts and baseball places, arenas, you know what I'm saying? Like and then it's going to come back. So do you think once it gets, in the businesses and everything, that the small people, that people are going to start using it more now?
I think the cool thing is like, one of the things when we go into a sales meeting is like, you want to be a part of this community. If you don't get in, like everybody else around you is going to have it. You know what I'm saying? So we're building this mindset of like, if you're a business, you're getting into this community of interconnectivity to where, again, like later on down the road, there's going to be a lot of value to being a part of this community because we're able to like add additional things that if you're not in it, it's just like, dang, I'm missing out. You know what I'm saying? So we're creating this aspect of FOMO right now. But I do see a lot more businesses, especially once we get some like big names under our belt, like everybody else just kind of falls in line. That's just the sales process.
But I can really see big names getting. I think it's built for the big names, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like that's what I see it for. And convenience is a part of the game. Just like restaurants, they're adding DoorDash to their system. You know what I'm saying? They can't. And COVID hurt restaurants, so it's like, hey, we got to get DoorDash, we got to get Uber Eats, we got to get Yelp. They even do it now, you know, or Postmates. So I think that's kind of like the league. So once you start smashing that, it's gonna be
exactly. We're golden, bro. We're golden.
So we were talking a little bit of financial stuff, but how hard can you go in? How hard it is, or what's the difference from being a white male or a white business in this game and African American, you know, and being black? How hard is it to raise money? What's the difference? I know, but I want
tough, yo. So I just was on Twitter yesterday, yo. Literally in Q3 of this year, venture capital, I think there was like a total of 1,300 deals around the nation, right? 2.2% of those dollars, of those deals went to Black founders, yo. 2.2 of the entire landscape. So like the system has been operating off of this thing of white male college grad from like Ivy League. Like they know it, they got it. So if you look a little different than that that mold or that model, like people are less likely to take a chance from you or on you, right? And especially like, so that like VC leads everything, you know what I'm saying? Like private equity, VC, even the angel investing, like it's tough, yo. It's like, if I was a white male, bro, and I say this a lot, like, man, if I was like a white male that went to like Carolina or something like that, bro, I think that we wouldn't be having the struggles.
The money will fall out of the air,
bro. And it's just because of the way I look, like the connections, you know what I'm saying? Like the access to resources. And so like, to answer your question, bro, it's probably like the most difficult thing that I've ever had to tackle the last 2 years that I've been building this company, bro, literally because of the way I look, the way like the neighborhood, the community I come from, like how I think about things. Like when you get into like spaces of pitching, like, you know, the way I analyze things or the way I speak or, you know, the way I've, you know, collected data, because they don't understand that world, it doesn't make sense to them. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm in this pitch, like pitching to, you know, we'll just say a room full of 60-year-old white men that don't know nothing about where I come from. So, you know, the relatability is tough, bro. And those are the people with the cash now. So it's just like, even if I wanted to go to like another arena to get capital, it's quite difficult because the real capital, those are the people that have, you know, they got the investment dollars. And so like, one of the things that we were able to do was we did crowdfunding, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like for a few reasons, because to be an accredited investor, and I know you know this story, right? You got to be like either $1 million in net worth or like making like $250K a year, bro. Like our communities, it's not that many people that are making dollars like that. You know what I'm saying?
Just the ball players, you know what I'm saying, or rappers, and they're not looking. They're just now getting into the tech space.
Just now, right? So like everyday people that like I might be connected with, like they don't even have access to be able to invest in a company like mine to help me thrive, let alone they probably don't even have the education on it. You know what I'm saying? So through crowdfund, we were able to activate this new, you know, and crowdfund is like everyday people, right, can invest in early stage companies and be a part of this risk taking, because the millionaires and the billionaires, like they get money from investments. Like they're early in the Ubers, they're early in the Airbnbs, and like now it's time.
Investment, the first people, you know,
bro, they get the first dibs. And so like with the crowdfund, we were able to raise like 100K from everyday people. Like I think it's like 85% of our investors from the crowdfund are African Americans, which is not the narrative. Like, we're not supposed to invest in black, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not known for that. And so like, I think you just got to be creative. Like, but the thing is like, I got to do this. Like, if I was something else, I looked a different type of way, I wouldn't even have to do this, bro. I'd just be able to go to like the Carolina Alumni Association and build a network and you know, there's money there, you know what I'm saying? Or Wake Forest or these other big universities. And I feel like we're coming to it. And like, that's why like I go so hard, is because like, I want to make it a little bit easier for like Black founders that come after me, yo. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you hear, you know, me on these podcasts or like these interviews or whatever it is, you should be able to learn something that could help you not face what I face. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's just like the space that we're in. But like, just to, again, answer your question, it's quite difficult, bro.
I know it is, bro.
Right.
I had to take a step back. I went in debt from it. I'm not gonna. I know you shared that too as well. I was in Silicon Valley. I had my app. You know, it was a social media network at the time. Everybody was looking at it. They were like, "Yo, this is mind blowing. How much have you raised already?" I'm like, I got 20,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, from like loans. You know, and it was people there with trash apps, man. White guys from Cali and when friends at Harvard, and they like, man, we want to see that on screen. Have you, who's giving you money? And I'm like, I haven't talked to any of these guys. I don't know them, you know, like, and they weren't trying to, I got all the connects, all the contacts. They weren't interested. But some of those guys I was in the room with, they had stupid stuff, bro. And they were like, yo, yeah, we raised 300K. I got 500K. I'm like, for this?
Right.
And they're even like, for this, like, and they're looking at what I got and they like, I wish I had that. One of them said that to me. Yeah, so just to know that I have something dope, I'm like, man, this is crazy. Now, I went back to Atlanta and there is a larger, you know, Paul Judge and those guys, they are investing in Black, you know what I'm saying? And it's starting to become a thing, you know, like, what is his name? Is it Jay Morgan? Dude's out here, you know, but I want you to talk about how were you able to be successful in crowdfunding and what made you go that route?
Oh man, I ain't had no choice, bro. I needed bread. Like, we needed bread. Like, now this whole app thing that we got, like, we ran into this situation. Like, we were getting hella people to use the thing, you know, the my bad, our product when we were like out at events, but it's just like, we needed to automate this. Like, we couldn't be at every event, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we needed a bigger kiosk machine because it was too many people getting our batteries and stuff like that. So like, I had to figure out how to, you know, get capital without going to VC or like even angels, because they were like, oh, you a little too early. We did have 2 angels that invested in us, and like both are Winston-Salem State grads. And so like, that's where I was able to kind of get, you know what I'm saying, people to really invest in the idea even before crowdfunding. But I learned about it through a now mentor and advisor, and he came to North Carolina to share the opportunity because, you know, North Carolina is more of like a communal area, you know what I'm saying? You come in for a family or whatever. And crowdfunding hadn't been displayed or hadn't been done yet. And so like, it was an opportunity, bro. I always try to innovate. I always try to be the first, you know what I'm saying? Like, granted, I'm not the first in crowdfund, but like within this region, like we're probably like the biggest names to actually do it. And you know what I'm saying? So for me, it was just like, bro, I ain't had no other choice. And so I dug deep. We dug from like people we went to high school with, college people. I probably hit you up, you know what I'm saying? Fraternity people at my church. Literally everybody, every network that I had, social media, we leveraged that and was just like, yo, we are building this, you know, dope thing, but we need help. And we not only need your help, we want you to be an investor. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't no GoFundMe. This is like, yo, you actually get like, you know, shares, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a convertible note that, you know, if you convert it, like you actually get shares in the company. And like, if we hit it big, you hit it big, you know what I'm saying? Cause you came in early. So that was the thought on that. And like, that's why I'm really big on like, even your story about going to Silicon, like I still haven't gone to Silicon and pitched out there and did a road show. Cause I feel like what I'm trying to do is prove that like we could use these like micro ecosystems and find capital from that, because what I'm doing is a little bit more doable you know, in these second tier markets around the nation, especially for Black founders, versus just going to Silicon and doing a roadshow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to change the narrative on something that's tangible and doable versus what the narrative is for people that, yeah, I got to go to Silicon, raise a couple $1 million in like a weekend. Like, bro, that shit is hard. You know what I'm saying? My bad. I don't know if we,
Nah, you
whatever,
good.
but yeah, it's just like, bro, that does not happen. You know what I'm saying? So
Not
that's my
for us.
whole, exactly.
You
Exactly.
know, in the other way, I mean, you can what is it? Like the joints like Y Combinator. They have a bunch of those out there in Silicon.
Accelerated. Yep.
I had a guy come up to me and he taught me a little something. He was like, well, I didn't do crowdfunding, but he said if you were to go that route, he said this is what the guys out here do. They find like 5 investors, all of them put 20K in or whatever, you know, or how much ever they're gonna put, and that's the secret to it. So once they jump out there, the first weekend it says 50K already invested. Here comes everybody.
Yeah. We did the same thing, bro. Mm-hmm. We did the same thing. Like day one. So the secret is you want to have at least, I think it's like 25 or 30% of your raise. Like ours was 86K we wanted to raise. And day one, we luckily, bro, God's grace, dog, like we had commitment of like 25K, you know what I'm saying? So we was already there. And then when people saw that, they was like, yo, these cats ain't playing. Like, one, there's already people that are backing it, you know what I'm saying? And so like, there's some legal things that you got to be careful about, but literally it's like, you got to come with at least 25%. They say the first week. And if you don't get that, like statistics show like your crowdfunding is probably not going to be successful. Like you got to create
nobody else is going to jump in, you know, and it's just because you see a lot of them stuck in limbo and you like, what happened with this? Then you see a lot of them just blow it through the roof. And sometimes it's bullshit ideas too. You're like, yo, like you on here selling hoodies. Like what is this?
That's the network. They got the network and the connections and again, the access to real capital. And that's where, honestly, you know, we were fortunate to have like Black people that had a little bit of capital, but like not everybody's community has that, yo. And like systematically just going back to, you know, the comparison is just like, if I was a white founder, like I got people, like I'm like 1 or 2 people away from like people with bread, you know what I'm saying? And like, we just now get into that space where like we could touch people with real bread, you know what I'm saying? That could literally change and keep a whole company afloat. Cause like, honestly, if it wasn't for that crowdfund, we wouldn't be on this interview, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just wasn't generating enough revenue at that time to be able to, you know, say we got 12 months of runway. Then COVID hit, we'd have been out the water, bro.
Man, founders and startups are probably, because, you know, a lot of, they get money every day. You know what I'm saying? So you could just go check and be like, dang, they just got 10 million and COVID hit you. But we see founders lose it every day too. Yep. So like startups, they might not keep that money. And if you don't got a chance to turn it, it can hurt.
Yeah, hurt bad, bro. Hurt bad.
So I have found a lot of investors. I think I told you this before. I found this other guy. My networking was on 100. Believe it or not, like, and this is not really a good thing, but I'm like connected to Donald Trump's son on Indeed. That's how real it got for me.
Yeah. Like, he was getting up there.
I was connecting with so many people, the people who invested in Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook. I was talking to them on the phone every day. Everybody's reply was, how many people do you have now? You know what I'm saying? Who likes this now? Who's invested now? And I'm like,
on your cap table.
I don't have anybody, you know what I'm saying? So it just kind of got shaky. People don't really know this game. Like, it's for one, like, you know, what's your team like? And right. That's what they look at it like what they like. And this is like a gym, you know, I mean, I know you know, but they like, yo, we want a superstar team. We want somebody from Nike. We want your coder to work at Microsoft. We want your CEO to be some manager at Nike. And we want you, you know, if you got like a shoe company or something, we want you to have ran a Foot Locker, you know, and they look for that. And they're like, okay, so he has the team. But once you start telling them what everybody has done, it's like, we just can't put this together because people just come together with ideas. But at the same time, in contradiction, if you can build a team as a community like you're doing, you can succeed. But if you speak on that, how's your team?
Bro, I'm blessed, dog. That's one thing that like I'm really intentional on, because like me and Aub, we used to get into this thing and like, we used to do it all, you know what I'm saying? And then like over the last, year and a half, we've been able to find people that are committed to giving their all to Battery Exchange, you know what I'm saying? And so like, I found people through like accelerator programs that I've been through, best friends, you know what I'm saying? People that just seen us in the trenches and like are now on our team. But I think the biggest thing is, as a founder, is like, you got to know where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know my expertise. I know where I lay. All know where he lays. But what are those other pieces that you need? And like, who is it within your network, or who do you cross paths with that could fit that mold, that is ready to take that plunge? And so like, it's really like I've been calling myself a mad scientist now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, that's what you really got to be. You got to see this like perfect picture, and you got to find the puzzle pieces, and I'm gonna bring her because she has this, I'm gonna bring him and he has this, and we need this hardware, expertise, and we need this technical expertise, and this is gonna look good for investors, and like really just putting all those pieces together. But man, we got a solid team, bro. I got individuals that lead up sales, HR and operations, hardware professionals, testing, certifications. Just recently brought on like a CTO type of guy, but somebody that's going to handle all our software development. And then, me and Ob just kind of do whatever we got to do, saying as founders. But, and then I think another big part of this team aspect is advisors. Like, you need people that been there, you know what I'm saying? That mentors and advisors, like, know how to challenge you, know how to push you, know how to allow you to just think differently. And they've walked this path before. And so like, I'm really intentional on that. Like, I meet with them, every week, you know what I'm saying? And then some, every month or whatever it is. But I think those are like finding the things that you need as far as like to put together this perfect puzzle, and then finding those people, and then finding like mentors or advisors that believe in you. Cause a lot of time, like, they ain't getting nothing. Nobody getting paid right now. Like, all I got is equity, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally. And the belief, right. And like the belief that like, we're going to be something one day, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to pay them, like, they deserve to get paid, but we gotta raise capital to be able to do that. But I've definitely been blessed with an amazing team, bro. Amazing.
Do you feel like there's a point? Because I know I watched a lot of Gary Vee, met him in person. He gave me a bunch of gems. He's like kind of against raising capital in, the later 2000s. He's like, yo, people are gonna take it. Like why even raise it? Keep all your money. So how you feel about that?
I was about to say, like, it's situational, bro. I would love for us to keep all the equity and just give it to our team, but the reason why you raise capital is for scalability. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we are not densely populated in places, it don't matter what we doing revenue wise. Like, we need money to buy more machines. Like, the revenue we getting is not going to allow us to, it's going to be slower. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's called high growth for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you find the institutional private equity or VC capital that could, be infused in your business to allow you to scale in the next year. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I would love to, but I don't think that many startups are set up to scale slowly. You know what I'm saying?
Like in black ones, we can't
afford
where we gonna pull that money from.
Exactly. You would want it to be revenue, but a lot of us are like, we got an MVP, you know what I'm saying? Like, a minimum viable product that we're trying to put out there. It's not even like the fully functional thing. And so I would like push against that, because like you find investors sadly because you need it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, I'm in this conversation or like with an investor, I'm like, I'm not gonna beg, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, they know what it is. Like, if I don't get your capital, I don't scale fast enough to get the market share and the user base that I need to be a market leader. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's literally that, like, what's going to lead you to that? Like, Gary Vee's perspective is subjective too. You know what I'm saying? Like, because again, he's still a white male, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, different doors just open up to where he might be able to say that, because his situation is a lot different than mine's. Like, I ain't got that. I got to raise capital, you know?
Yeah, and it's a bunch of, he talks a lot to the Black community, but then you got to be a realist. You know what I'm saying? And like you were speaking on scalability, that is like one of the most important, if not the most important question that investors and VCs ask. Yeah. How are you going to scale your business? And it's like, you know, I was hit with that question the first time and I'm like, money? You know, like I had to be taught, you know what I'm saying? You have to have mentors. Mine was James Natton. He worked at Haynes. He was the CTO there, former CTO.
Word. Yeah.
So he helped me out. You know, you got to have somebody in the business and who knows what they're talking about. He helped me put together my pitch deck. And by the time I went to Cali, I was ready to go. People don't know. You have to have some people, like when you're in the business, you know what I'm saying, they come up to you. And like, matter of fact, I want you to tell some of your stories. How many people have come up to you, or give me a story, somebody come up to you and say, hey, I got an idea. How can I start?
Bro, all the time, dog. And so like, even now I gotta, man, again, like, man, I'm trying to help my community, but like bandwidth and capacity, it's just like me giving like my emotional like time to helping an individual out. Like, I'm really big on figuring out if they serious or not. Like, I might have a conversation, but it's just like, yo, I have like a homework assignment. It's just like, yo, like, come back to me in a week and let's see if you answer this. Like, not many people come back, bro. Like, so because I get it so much now, I have to be really intentional on like the first conversation, the amount of energy I put into that, and then seeing if people are serious. And then another way is like, I got a consultancy fee as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really serious, like, you're going to pay the, just whatever that is for that hour of my time that I'm taking away from my business. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't free game all the time. We can't do that. Unless you know what I'm saying, the homies get love and we have a little conversation is here or there. But a lot of people just expect you to just be there for them. Like, man, the thing about me, bro, you could tell, like, I'm passionate about everything, you know what I'm saying? So, like, if I'm gonna spend time with you, like, I'm gonna spend time with you. I'm gonna give you my all. I'm gonna give you all my creative juices, which is taking me away from, like, what I need to be focused on, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, to answer your question, I get it all the time, bro.
I know you do. And people don't understand how crazy this business is. You know what I'm saying?
It's tough, bro. It's tough. Like, I'm still working on my pitch deck. Before we had this, I was still, like, I'm working on a new pitch deck, because we in a new phase. All that stuff we used to do, like, is old. Like, we gotta reinvent it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a constant learning, man. This game is not, it's not pretty. It's not attractive, dog. Everybody be seeing entrepreneurship and think it's all fun and games. But man, I still am not paying myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I should be, you know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest, well, I'm not paying my team. Like, it's tough, bro. It's tough.
Would you say, because when I was doing my social media app, it came a point to where I realized, I don't have what I need. And it came a point to where I needed to pivot. Would you say that you have pivoted, or are you in that?
Yeah. Well, I think from the B2C to the B2B was a huge pivot. And like, honestly, like, moving away from the event industry. And again, it was situational. It was like, COVID was like, nah, that's not a distribution channel that you can rely on anymore. So you have to open up your doors. And like, talking about scalability, I think now we have a larger opportunity for scaling, to be honest. But that's just like how you work. You gotta like, I feel like I had to get to a dark time to be able to pivot, because like, we're entrepreneurs, so we always think like, this is the way, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, once you get faced with it, it's just like, man, I got to figure something else out. This is not working. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether you're not making money, like for us, the entire distribution channel just shut down, and you just got to be creative. And again, even that, a pivot is not easy, because I literally have to reinvent my thought process and my entire business model and how I go to market for this new concept and idea, where I was spending so much time on this other one. You know what I'm saying? So like, that is not easy at all.
I was just about to say that. When I had to pivot, it was emotional, because you built up. This is your baby. So now it's like, man, you got to like come face to face with it. Like, my idea didn't work. My baby didn't work. Right. So if I change, what's going to happen? This is the whole structure of my business. I got to change it.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever it is. Like, because I see, I know in the beginning, you guys you didn't have an app at that time.
Nope.
you know, and
Nope.
it was kind of like, you know, like how everybody comes plugs up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
It
know,
was it was a little bit more stationary. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but it's times when you got to grow, and I think that's why I said it's a blessing in disguise with COVID, especially for, you know, your company, because I think I like this more, bro. Seeing it from the dirt, and I'm like, I think you got more financial opportunities, and the sharks might bite
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they
I
can get
agree.
more
And
bucks.
that's where like a lot of this game is patience and like just being able to see through it all. You know what I'm saying? Like a year ago, I would have thought we would already be like in our convention center. You know what I'm saying? Like March, we were moving into our first convention center. That's how like good things were going. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, COVID hit, you know, March, April, as far as like when things shut down. And it's just like, dang, like a lot. I seen a lot of startups not make it through COVID after the first month, bro. But again, if we didn't have that crowd fund to give us some runway, we started applying for grants. You know what I'm saying? I was doing pitch competition. Like I figured it out, but it's just like it's tough, bro. It's a tough time. You go through some dark times as an entrepreneur, bro.
Were you able to you applied for grants during COVID?
Yeah, we got like 3 or 4 grants. Like the city of Charlotte access to capital. We did an accelerator and we got a grant, and then we got the PPE small business grant. So we got a few of them, bro. But like that ain't fun. Like man, I'm talking about we probably applied for like 10 to 15 and only got like 3. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
just like these are like a couple hours worth of like filling out applications and grant writing. And like at that time I didn't have a virtual assistant, like now I do. But it's just like, man, it's drearing, man. And you get like grant fatigue, you know what I'm saying, application fatigue. Like it's not fun because a lot of that just takes time for you to actually see it come into fruition.
How helpful is that having an assistant?
Well, I mean, it's just like a team. Like, it's super helpful, bro. Like, I'm literally just now onboarding them, but I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm learning as well. Is like a lot of things can be systemized and like automated, right? And it's just like even for like our application process now, and I had to learn this from, and that's why I talk to startup founders, like people that's going through the trenches. Like, I had to learn this from Calvin Williams, who was at Freeman Capital, and it was just like, yo, I'm tired of continuing to do these applications for these pitch competitions. Hey, get a virtual assistant to have your verbiage and like the way you answer questions and like let them do it for you. So now I got time to think about more important things and do other things, you know what I'm saying, to push the business further. And so like it just comes a time to where like you got to systemize a lot of things in your business. Like yeah, and like just like we utilize platforms like Asana and like Trello to communicate as a team instead of having to meet and do all these different things. So all these different like project management tools is things that you learn over time.
Did you get your virtual assistant from the Philippines?
Nah, a lot of them are, but they're Indian. He's Indian.
Okay,
Yeah.
because they say the guys in the Philippines, they learn English as a second language.
So you know, well, I don't know if you knew, but I spent some time in the Philippines, bro. Everybody spoke English. Good
Like
English. Good English, bro. Like I'm talking about like it was a lot different than China because like China, man, you be in the rural areas and like, man, you got to speak Chinese, you know, Mandarin. But in Philippines, like that they found an opportunity to where if they taught English early, there's job opportunities. So they did it right, to be honest. But everybody knew English and spoke it well.
nah, that's fire. That's crazy. Well, bro, I think that about wraps it up for us. And it was love having you, man. We can go for hours, and we
Right,
will,
right, right.
you know, when we see each other again, because I always love seeing you. But
Yeah.
keep grinding, man. And before you go, what's next for you guys?
Man, bro, man, trying to raise some more capital. To be honest, man, we're gonna go into a bridge round where we're taking some like angel investors, you know, in Q4 this year. Like so now, right? We're going into that stage. Our crowdfund is over at October 27th. So that's the last time we could take it from like everyday people, you know, the public. We're going to this bridge round, and then next year I want to raise north of $1 million, bro. You know, raise enough money to be able to, you know, scale the way that we want to scale. And I'm a big component of doing it all. I felt like we've done crowdfunding. We're gonna do this angel round, and if I could say that we've done VC investment as well. Like you got some stripes under you. You know what I'm saying? You learn so much from all those different arenas. So we could take Battery Exchange to the next level. But that's what's next for me and us.
I think I see it happening, bro. Like
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly see it happening. And, you know, I've dealt with a lot of people, you know, and you got a promising one. Where can people find you, and what website? Where should they go?
Yeah, man. So the Battery Exchange website is batteryexchange.co. And then on social media, IG and Twitter is Battery Exchange _. And then my personal, you know, I'm on IG and Twitter. It's Worldwide Wigs, WIGGS _. So.
Well, love, bro. I appreciate you coming on, and keep being great out here, yo. You got a beautiful thing. Keep running.
Bro, I appreciate you, man. It was love.
Most deaf.